I just always loved growing things. I love seeds. It's a little bit of magic to actually put this hard, dry thing in the ground and it grows. I feel grounded by growing things. I feel relaxed by getting out there and working in the nursery. If I've got my fingers in some dirt, I'm happy. If I've got seeds that I can gather, I'm happy. My husband told me once that he came up and he said, you know, you've got seeds in containers in every single room in this house. And I always have to check my pockets before I do the laundry. So I love to grow things.
The last and final day of the Heirloom Expo, National Heirloom Expo, and we are back at Carman's Nursery to look at a few of the plants and speak with, are you the owner? Okay, to speak with the third generation owner. We tried a video yesterday, but our camcorder's having issues, so we're visiting again today. So just going to give you a little peek at the variety they have available. And I believe you told me that y'all are a supplier, not a landscape installation company, correct?
Don't do any installation.
Okay.
Definitely a propagator.
So are the oak galls an ornamental kind of
Conversation starter.
Okay.
Get people to stop and ask and then look. But some people buy them to make their own ink. People who do calligraphy who are really into it.
Interesting. All right, and then I'm going to step this way so we can have your plants in the background. Alrighty, if you'll introduce yourself, please.
I'm Nancy Schramm, and I'm third generation owner of Carman's Nursery. My grandfather started it.
Oh yeah, you got one.
And I grew up working for my dad in the nursery.
Okay. And yesterday we were talking about in your 20s or early 30s, did you go through a phase where you were like, I got to get away from the nursery for a while?
I always liked working in the nursery. High school, it was nice not have to go somewhere else, drive and work in a store. I could be outside. I always liked working outside. I played outside in the nursery as long as I didn't yell at the customers or make a bother. I could pick berries and then make mud pies with them. And so I always had, in fact, I had my own little flat in Dad's greenhouse. And I had an old man cactus and various other little plants. And every once in a while, I tell Dad, okay, I'm going to go out, and I would put them in new pots and say they need clean dirt. And so I'd repot things. And so I always got to play in the nursery. And then it just became something I truly enjoyed doing.
Awesome. Now, didn't you also mention something about the methods your parents used to keep you and your siblings engaged?
They were kind of unique among nursery owners, family-owned nurseries that I know about. They actually put us on the payroll and paid us, rather than we weren't just free labor, but by giving us the responsibility of working, we could earn our own money. We could earn as much money, work as long as we wanted, and it gave us a sense of accomplishment that you get in return for what you put into a job. I remember my oldest sister was so thrilled when she got a raise from 50 cents an hour to 60 cents an hour and realized she was getting, a penny a minute? And that was a few years ago.
Yeah. So at that time, it meant a little more than it does now, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, like, now you could, I guess, think from $50 an hour to $60 an hour.
Nice. Awesome. And what caused you to get the bug with propagation? We talked about, for me, it was propagating succulents in high school, and that was my gateway drug to plant propagation. What was it for you?
I just always loved growing things. I love seeds. It's a little bit of magic to actually put this hard, dry thing in the ground, and it grows. I feel grounded by growing things. I feel relaxed by getting out there and working in the nursery. If I've got my fingers in some dirt, I'm happy. If I've got seeds that I can gather, I'm happy. My husband told me once that he came up and he said, you know, you've got seeds in containers in every single room in this house. And I always have to check my pockets before I do the laundry. So I love to grow things. I'm not good at design. I'm not good at training bonsai, but that's okay because other people are. And propagation is my passion. I like talking with other people. There's a group called the International Plant Propagator Society. And I went to a conference in Denver one year with them. And they're so generous. These people just love growing things, and they want to share the knowledge and keep people interested in growing plants.
Awesome. Okay. And what's your favorite thing to propagate?
Oh, that's tough. I love growing a vegetable garden. I haven't grown as extensive ones with now that I have carried on the nursery. I just don't quite have the time. But my husband talked me into a tractor this year, so now he can rototill anytime I want. So, and we've talked with a neighbor who's going to bring horse manure, so that's going to be back on the top of the list. I love cuttings. I love dividing things. Just propagation.
Yeah.
Making new plants and getting them out into the world, sharing them with people. It's really special to be able to do that.
Do you think there's any such thing as too many seeds?
No, absolutely not.
If you could describe it in 3 words, what would you say for having seeds? Like, would you
magic,
say
hope, and security?
That's funny because that's actually the one that I was hoping you'd say.
Yeah.
Good deal. Okay, so just as a side note, and you probably already know this, I do want to mention, based on a couple of things that I've read, when you are inquiring about the horse manure, do you know about the graze-on issue?
Graze-on?
Yes. Okay, so primarily I think it tends to happen with cow manure, but there is an herbicide that is widely used, unless it's an organic farm, of course, and its intent is to suppress broadleaf within grassland type fields, so that when they cut it and bale it for hay for cows or horses, it doesn't have the quote-unquote weeds in it.
Right.
Well, the problem is that graze-on, in theory, is quote-unquote safe for the animals.
Yeah.
But when they eat it, it passes through them, so whatever their manure is put on, that graze-on can kill those plants.
Okay.
So there have been people that have lost gardens, trees, shrubs, because they didn't realize that was there. So either in the hay or in the manure by the animals that ate the hay. Just something to be aware of, because we actually had someone mention they could get us tons of horse manure, and we said, well, does it have graze-on? Because it has the potential to be there for 3 years before it dissipates. And the person that we were talking to said, I don't think I've heard of that. I need to research that.
Yeah, thank you for telling me. I think, luckily, we have used their horse manure in the past, and things have been okay. But I'll check with Adam this year too. That's good to know.
Okay. Not to be paranoid, but it would break my heart if I spent hours working on something and then all of a sudden, why isn't it growing? And come to find out.
And the one thing I remember you asked me about yesterday is my necklace.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's from, I got it at an art gallery in Cambria, down near Hearst Castle. And they're supposed to be replica Cracker Jack toys. Obviously, from way before my time, because all I ever saw was plastic toys. But I figure, since I have a nursery, I have plant and fun-oriented jewelry.
Awesome. And I love that. And we were mentioning yesterday that I felt a little gypped when we got Cracker Jacks for Malachi's first birthday.
Yeah.
And all that was in there was a little sticker tattoo.
Yeah, not even a real rub-on tattoo.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Well, thank you so much. We've enjoyed talking with you and spending time with you. You've been so friendly all 3 days,
Thank
and
you.
and we appreciate it.
And I'm losing my voice, so this isn't quite what I always sound like.
It means she's been working hard, y'all.
And talking with fun people.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.